Okay. Let's see if we can hold it together for at least a little bit, damn it, today.
At least a little bit.
At least a little bit today.
At least a little bit.
Either way, I'm going to try to run this clip regardless. And we'll see what happens. We're going to play around with it, see what happens.
Never a hater. Me and Ashanti created and made history.
Right.
Yeah. Right? Absolutely. But we just, I don't see eye to eye.
Is there a compromise? Because we heard what she said on the Breakfast Club. When she said that she asked for the instrumentals back.
Let's definitely address that.
Okay. I'm trying to be good at my job.
Is this camera on?
I want y'all to know that. Yeah.
Ashanti, I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Were you and Irv really lovers?
Absolutely not.
So that was a big rumor that you and him were lovers, and that's why he was so emotional and so hurt.
I know.
And that the reason that basically that you guys dissolved was because of Nelly.
No, there were people on that label that said
loud and clear. Thank you, people. Thank you, Justin Scott. What's up?
Like he was not
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
What up? What up? What up?
Yeah. So dig it. I don't know if y'all been following this whole Ashanti Irv Gotti thing, but Irv Gotti out here looking like a sucker right now, man.
He's in his feelings.
He's definitely
feelings so deep in his feelings. Irv Gotti, you ain't fooling nobody.
Okay. So yeah, he's definitely he's in his feelings about this situation here, and it's been looking bad. He had people weighing in, like Fat Joe and Ja Rule's trying to piece it up.
Yep, Ja
Rule was in the mix when he was doing it. We're talking about like from the interview. This was a couple weeks ago, matter of fact. He had an interview with Drink Champs and Noriega, and it didn't go too well for him. He just seemed very bitter, as you can see from the video. And he said a lot more than that. He was pissed because he saw Nelly on TV with his chick, apparent from what he said, it's his account, and he didn't even know what was going on with that. So I'm like, yo,
yeah,
what's happening? Like, why are you so mad, bro? But I understand sometimes people get heartbroken and everything. That happens. So
heartbreak does happen, but
it does.
The thing is,
sometimes,
but the thing about it is, she ain't trying to hear that.
Who, Ashanti?
Ashanti ain't trying to hear that. She
I'm not feeling it. All right, they can hear it again. Let's see. Parties. All right, go here. There we go. Hopefully that's that. We'll get to the bottom of it. Every single week, something new wants to play this game or whatever. That's fine. We still.
That's electronics, and we're about to go into a retrograde, people. Just a little astrology.
Y'all can have that damn retrograde for real.
And it's happening in the zodiac sign Virgo, so this is going to be exciting times for communication. Though this ain't got nothing to do with Irv Gotti. Just so y'all know, we're going into Mercury retrograde September 9th on my daughter's birthday. Shout out to my daughter, Raven. And what that brings is stuff like this. Technology issues, communication issues. Everything's delayed. So if y'all are feeling a little off kilter for the next month, just know it's because we have this retrograde happening, and it's happening in the planet, the sign Virgo, which its ruling planet's Mercury, so expect a lot of communication problems.
Whoops.
And
anybody who hasn't
issues.
Just yet.
Shout out to the Virgos and Geminis ruled by Mercury.
Drop that like. Please do subscribe.
Like it.
All that.
Like it. Subscribe it.
All of that. Please
all
do.
Of that.
We'd so appreciate it. So what I really want to do today is find out why people are bitter. That's the whole thing. But what we do also understand, there's always a damn Mercury retrograde. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, Scar. So
it's true. Blame Mercury. It really be going retrograde a lot.
We really want to know why Homeboy is so bitter right now. We don't know what's going on with the Homeboy, but he's super bitter. And the Shanti account, like she has a whole different account of what happened, right? Her account is
she's not hearing
different.
it. She ain't hearing it.
Yeah, she's saying that they were never lovers. Anybody who witnessed the video just now, at all.
Not even a little bit.
Like at all. So like I don't understand. Somebody lying. We don't know who.
They lying.
But what we can't deny that you can see obviously.
We're gonna find out who those.
We are.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna have to look into that.
We're gonna look into that.
But what we definitely can't deny is Irv God is pretty bitter right about now. You see, he got hate in his blood, man.
Yeah, he's a little tight.
Yeah, it's outrageous. We'll take a few more votes for the G-Wagon or the Charger. Doesn't matter which one you pick. I don't care. Pick one. So far, we got a vote for the Charger. But
I am on that end. I'm voting G-Wagon.
You could be the tiebreaker, but you can't really vote unless we need a tiebreaker.
We say this every time I'm on the show. My vote count just like everyone else's vote because I'm not here every week.
All right. Scar says, on the retrograde, on the shadow of the retrograde, it all sucks. Hey.
100%.
Tell him. So
Scar is so educated. I'm so proud, Scar. I think you're dope. I think you're dope. He's dope.
So Dig, what do you think? Garage Geek, G-Wag, okay, he's got the G-Wag.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want to know,
G-Wag.
What do you think could make somebody so bitter? Why do you think he's so bitter? What is it? What would make you hold a grudge so badly that way after the event, you're still like pretty pissed? What's going on with that?
I think
would make somebody hold a grudge that long?
In my opinion, Smooth, to be real, I think lack of closure can do that to a person. 9 out of 10 times people get bitter when there's a lack of closure. Whether that's a lack of closure, like not understanding when a relationship's over, not getting their last word in. A lack of closure, I think, is what makes people bitter because they're just stuck to deal with them emotions by themselves. You feel me?
Another vote for the G-Wagon. Okay. So, but they're like, what, 15 years removed from the situation? Probably. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, but some people hold grudges a little bit better than other people.
Better, you say?
Yeah.
When you say they hold grudges better,
I know like some people that hold grudges forever. Like forever. Like there is nothing you can do to change their mind. And I'm looking down at my phone. As I always say, people, when I'm on the show, I don't follow celebrity news and stuff like that. I do the research for our shows, and that's it. So what I'm looking down at, I always let y'all know, I'm looking up to see what Irv Gotti's zodiac sign is, because that could also say a lot about his grudge-holding abilities.
They're both Cancers.
Oh, well, then there's some emotional. Yo, Cancer men are the worst. No offense, Cancer men. I love y'all, but y'all are the worst. Y'all are really the worst. Yeah. What?
They're big on holding grudges?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they feel very deeply about things. Are you sure he's a Cancer, though?
That's what they said.
Oh, okay.
So she said it out of her mouth when she said we're both Cancers.
Cancers are very emotional people.
Wow.
They're very caring. They're very, very caring.
Lack of closure makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, D. But that time I'm not going to get over. It's been a long time. After a little while, you got to let it go. At some point, you got to let it go.
Forget that. It's probably festering in his blood.
So will he ever be able to get over it?
If he gets closure.
But she don't want to talk to him.
And that's why he ain't going to get over it.
I'm lying, because they just did do some type of a song or something together. They did some work together. So, I mean, there is some type of talk. But still, I don't know. Has anybody ever met someone that's like really, really bitter after the fact?
I've met some bitter people.
Like way after whatever happened. Some people need the last word. Definitely, Garage Geek, you're on point.
That's true. I think that's true. I think that's 100%.
I gotta give you an ultra combo for that. Yes, I concur. So But what is it like? Is it just? Do you feel like it's just because of their sign, or
it's not just their sign? Because I could go into signs deeply, and it's not as surface level. It's just a Cancer. Other placements in your chart could determine how bad of a grudge you'll hold. But
Justin Scott says even
in general,
even if that means not getting closure. So
yeah. Some people, I feel like the way he's acting is how a lot of people act when they're unable to get closure or get their last word or whatever their type of closure they want is. As I said, some closure could literally be, oh, I didn't get to say my final goodbyes in this relationship, or I wasn't ready for it to be done. Other people's closure is, no, I want to say what, I want to have the last word. And not only do I want to have the last word, I want to acknowledge the fact that I had the last word.
Wait, so you need to be acknowledged?
Some people are like that.
How do you acknowledge that they had the last word? Just shut up?
By responding. Keeping it going. But I think the fact that she keep brushing him off all right, Irv Gotti, it's enough. That's the issue.
I got a question for you.
I think his lack of ability. And then in his head, as I said, it's festering in his blood. He's seeing her like in the clip, all he was saying, he's seeing her, he done saw her blow up. She's out here with other people. She's living her best life.
I think the Nelly thing did it for him.
Yeah, now he's like...
That was the story he gave. He said he was watching a game, and then he said it was a commotion in the crowd.
He didn't even know
what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then he was looking on the TV, and he saw it was Nelly with Ashanti. So he was like, whoa. So... I do want to get to the bottom of this. I want to know what some people think. I want to know if you think Ashanti's lying and says that they never were lovers, or if Irv Gotti is lying, or just delusional. Maybe how sometimes
I know some delusional ass kids.
You ever been in a situation where the female might think that they're not in a relationship and the dude thinks he's in a relationship, and I can see how that could get confused because sometimes people don't just say, okay, we go together now. You know what I'm saying? That's just not the thing. Not everybody does it. You just kind of figure maybe you made whoopee, right? Whatever.
Made whoopee?
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. And
made whoopee.
Yes.
I'm using that. I'm gonna tell somebody.
I didn't make that up. No, that was from the game show back in the day, the dating game, whatever that was. The marriage.
Whoopee, and then that's what it was.
That was from the 80s. They used to say that instead of saying anything else. So maybe that's the case, and then one person might have feelings, and the other person doesn't, but they'll never really know. You know what I'm saying? So one person thinks they're in a relationship, and the other person doesn't think they're in a relationship.
No, I think that's the thing. She might not have ever officially said, hey, I'm in this connection with you. And that could have messed with his head.
Because a lot of times you don't say anything. You saw what happened with Diddy and Young Miami, right? Where they was on her show that he gave her. And she was like, she was like, yeah. She was like, so what is she said that we go together. And then he's like, we go together? On live with it, we go together? And she was like, yeah, real bad. So I can see how there could be some confusion. How does she think? From her account, she says, real bad. And then Diddy just is like, we go together? So he denounced her in front of everybody. That's shameful. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know, why is it that people don't want to communicate in that way? I think it should be established. I think you should have something. Because, all right, let's just say you never do. How do you even get a date? How do you even get an anniversary? You know how people have an anniversary? How can you possibly have an anniversary if you never communicated to the date that you got together? How does that even work? Do you just grab some arbitrary date and then just say, all right, well, let's just pick one?
I'm going to tell you how it works.
All right, tell me. I want to know.
It doesn't. It does not work. I think you go off of rough estimates at that point in time. You go off of rough estimates. It's well, we started messing with each other in September.
Have you ever been in a relationship with somebody that you didn't know, or vice versa? Only one of y'all thought you were together as a couple?
A-firm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me know how this worked. And I'm going to tell you whose fault it was. Carry on.
I don't know if I want to tell a story because he watches.
All you had to say was they don't watch. What do you mean? I'm gonna get through a couple comments while you think about that. All right, GC said some people can't even remember why they started a grudge half the time. They only remember the feeling they had, which triggered the grudge. Radio. Garage Geek. They don't want it to end with them looking like a bad guy. Okay. Justin Scott. If she gave up the cheeks, dude may have been trying to kick it, and she wasn't trying to be tight. Okay. True. Monique Debbie. I need an ask or something, LOL. Check yes or no. Okay. Oh man. like back in the day?
Yeah.
Where you send one of those notes or whatever. Have you ever passed a note?
Of course.
Did anybody else open it before? Like, was it intercepted and somebody else looked at it and see what you was trying to do?
I had a teacher take my note one time. Now, I didn't write the note. It was passed to me. I didn't even get to see the note yet. Teacher saw the pass, took the note, and read it in front of everybody.
No!
Yeah, she did.
No!
And then she instantly regretted it because it was high school and it was some pervy shit.
Wait, she read the whole note? What does it say?
Well, that was her rule in her class, that if you get caught passing notes or whatever, she's going to take it and it will be exposed.
What did it say?
It said something along the lines of, like, them trying to, like, you know, do some inappropriate things to me at that time.
In high school, that's how he was talking?
Of course, it's high school. Hormones raging, but I wasn't dealing with nobody in my high school. I wasn't even bothered. I was like really shy and really geeky and really scared of any type of interaction.
So that wasn't for you, per se.
It was for me, but it wasn't for me, no.
Oh, Monique Debbie says, I was a teacher who would read the note out loud.
No.
Shout out to you, Debbie. Put them on blast. I can appreciate it. Hey, Dig, I think this is a perfect time for me to throw that daggone number up. Let's see what it do real fast. Let's throw the number up, man.
Call us.
I'm going way too far back here.
Yo, you always finished your popcorn. I was like...
Isn't there more?
A-Front. There's more, but... I was like eating
We got the number up here, people. What y'all got for us?
I was eating my popcorn slowly.
Yeah, I don't do that.
To not, make it look like I'm being fat. I'm trying to like cute finger my popcorn.
Yeah, we don't do that on this side. So if anybody would like to call, the number's going to be open, man. Anyone dare call in. If you have a story where maybe somebody just held a serious grudge, or maybe not even you. Maybe you just witnessed someone who held a serious grudge for no apparent reason, and somebody made an excellent point, and I must. Oh shoot! Somebody just tried to call. What? Just got a message. I missed a call. Anyway, we're good. Anybody who wants to call, just call up. We're ready now. But I want to know even if you just witnessed a call, like one time, like where somebody was like, "All right, you know what?
Listen, I'm gonna tell this story, but if you're watching, sir, don't get mad at me, okay, for telling the story.
Gotta change them 3 middle digits. You don't like the... You're afraid to call? Hey, man, come on.
Come on.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Like, I'm real scared. But no, like, okay, here's the story while we're waiting for a caller. So I met this dude at my old job. This when I was younger, so it was like a regular job. I'm not giving a specific name, but it wasn't like any fancy or high-end, regular, younger people job, teenage years. Early 20s. And him and I gelled real quick, real fast.
When you say gelled, is that like code word for...
we got along like this. Like, we were connected by brain. Like this.
But you said you were sapiosexual, so that means you probably did, right?
I mean, yeah, I'm sapiosexual, but we were literally connected like...
So that is sex for you then?
Right? No, like, my brain's being stimulated is like sex for me. It's, in that situation, it wasn't that. It was just connected in the brain, like, in the sense of, like, we got along so well. Like, we liked pretty much all the same stuff. He was, like, the male version of myself. Literally, the male version of myself. Like, I love Disney. He loved Disney. And to be honest, from the way he was, I thought that he was,
No, I don't.
Well, I didn't think he was straight.
Oh, okay.
So I thought he was going to be an awesome friend. Ladies, they make the best friends. So I was
yeah.
I was like, oh, he's going to be great. He's going to be great. And so, everything was cool. And he wasn't an ugly dude, really nice looking guy, attractive. But my initial encounter with him, I didn't think it was going to be whatever. But from the moment we met, he's like, yo, you are the one. And I didn't know. So I thought he was just playing because I really didn't think the way he talked, the way I didn't think he was that way.
Okay. So you thought he was playing for the other team? Yeah,
I thought he was playing for the other team. And I was totally cool with that. And at that time, I was just getting out of a relationship. Or matter of fact, I was dealing with a relationship. That guy was so crazy.
So this was a good rebound right here, pretty much.
No, he wasn't even a rebound. He was like, I really literally thought he wasn't straight. So I thought he was going to be like a really good guy friend in that way.
Okay.
Anyway, and he was a Cancer. And so basically what ended up happening was, I'd say like a couple years later after knowing each other, we lost contact with each other. We got back in contact with each other. I'm like, oh crap, it's good to hear from you. Yo, we should hang out one day. Yeah, definitely. We hung out the one day. We ended up going to, I think we went to a mall. Like just hung out, regular, like, that age stuff. And even like now age stuff. Like it was regular. And one thing led to another, and he started texting me like stuff like, hey babe, how are you doing, sweetheart? I hope you're having a good day. And he was being really sweet and really nice,
Okay.
And but it was over here like, if you need anything, just let me know. I got you. I'll take care of you. And I thought he was just being cool. Again, I didn't think he went that way. Well, then till one day he said we need to talk. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, love, let's talk. We talked, and he wanted to talk about our relationship that I didn't know we were in. Apparently, we were in this relationship for almost 2 years.
Oh.
And like.
What? He thought. Wait.
I'm saying the story.
So he's thinking you're in a relationship.
I'm saying the story wrong. The first time we were in the relationship, that he thought we were in this relationship and stuff, and the first time I ended up pregnant with my youngest daughter.
By this guy?
No, him and I never did anything outside of hang out at the mall.
Okay. Carry on.
And I still, at that point in time, thought he wasn't, straight. So whatever happens. He ended up, I got pregnant with my daughter. So then we ended up breaking up.
Okay.
But again, I didn't know we were together to break up. And I kind of got offended because even though we weren't together, I got offended that you broke up with me.
You got broken up with, and you weren't even together. How, Sway? How? How does that even happen, dude?
What?
I don't know. So we broke up.
Oh my gosh.
And then after a certain amount of years,
so Justice Scott says,
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Though? If you weren't giving him any sign of interest, how did he think you were wifey?
I don't know. Like literally, but I'm telling you, I didn't even think he was straight. So our interaction wasn't flirty. It wasn't even like that because I was treating him like he was, a non-straight male.
I got the answers, man. Hey, Dick, listen.
So
you want to finish that up? Because I got the answers. I really do think I got the answers.
Wait, I'm going to finish the rest. So I'll speed up. So that whole situation, I ended up cutting him off completely because I was upset.
And it's weird.
And yeah, it was odd. And so I ended up, getting all that whole thing over with. And I cut him off. We didn't talk for years. And then all of a sudden, something in my brain was like, you know what? I really miss our friendship. Like, we did have a good friendship, even though we didn't see each other all the time, because at that time, I lived in one state and he lived in that was the other thing. In the time we were in a relationship, we lived in opposite states. He lived in one state, I lived in another. And so then I ended up moving to the state that he lived in.
Now it makes more sense. It's starting to make more sense. Okay, carry on.
Okay, what? Okay, so
I got the answer.
I ended up moving to the state he was in. Now, even though I lived in the same state as him, I was in two different, we were like, we lived like 2 or 3 hours away from each other, so it wasn't like whatever. And he didn't drive. He didn't have his own spot. So for the most part, he would come, to my spot.
Okay.
And all of that stuff. Like, he would come to my spot, or I would have to go out to him and pick him up, and we would hang out in his area, and then I would drive back home.
Okay.
But again, really dope person. Like, hanging out with him wasn't like corny. It wasn't bad. I liked hanging out with him.
I'm so waiting for these meat and potatoes, though.
So anyway, I hung out with him. We ended up seeing each other more often because we were in the same state. So I drove out to him, hung out or whatever. He met my daughters and stuff because, again, it was just friendship level. There was no like weird PDA, nothing like that. And we would oftentimes, I like going to Barnes and Noble. It's something I like to do. Gotcha. And he also liked it. So he while I'm looking through books and stuff with my daughter, my other daughter who's into the anime, he's into anime too. They would do, and it was just a good vibe. Like, hanging out with like a really dope friend. Like,
all this work.
Really dope friend, you know what I mean?
Alright.
But my kids, even my daughter, my oldest daughter, didn't think he was, on the straight and narrow. She didn't. She thought, she was like, oh, he must be LGBTQ community.
I'm going to tell you what.
And I was like, yeah, maybe. Wrong. So long story short, we hung out a couple times, went to Barnes & Noble, went to the mall. We went to a couple places. We went out to eat and stuff. And he started talking to us about this, or talking to me again. He wanted to have a talk again about the status of our relationship. And I was like, okay, so this time I'm thinking he's on some like, he broke up with me. So now he's trying to revisit it. And now this way I can definitely tell him no, and I don't look at him in that way. Wrong. In the course of those 2 years of us hanging out and just seeing each other, and it wasn't like we saw each other all the time. We saw each other maybe like 4 or 5 times in the course of 2 years.
Yes.
We were in a relationship that whole time, and I didn't know. Like, he told all his friends about me. He told his mom about me. He told everybody about me.
What should I tell you? I listen.
And it just didn't work. So long story short, now he hates me. He holds a grudge against me, I think, because he feels like I ruined him.
Gotcha. So I'm going to tell you what. This is what I think, right? I think a little bit differently here. I think there was definitely a reason for him to be in a relationship when you weren't. Okay, maybe not definitely, but I can see how it's very possible. And I'll tell you why. One, you introduced your children to him, right?
But he already knew them. Like, he knew Raven when she was only like 1 or 2 because of the environment we worked in. He met them before already. Okay, so look, y'all hung out. They hung out and stuff though, right? At the mall, yeah. Not like personal. Like, we go to Barnes and Noble. Hey,
together,
such and such
as a family.
No, not together. He would meet us at the Barnes and Noble.
But then you'd hang out as a family.
We would hang out together, but not as a family.
You see how this could get real cloudy real quick?
How is it? No. When I think hang out as a... No, Smooth, you don't got the answer.
This could get cloudy, man. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Hold on just a second. Wait, I gotta stop you there. Hold on.
But even if that was the case, pause. Even if that was the case, then how do you explain the relationship we had before?
No. Just what I'm saying. See, because you had a long distance, right? When you put a distance on it, the parameters are a bit different because you still take the soul. You don't interact with them as much. He might be shy. He might think you're trying to take it slow. You know what I'm saying? But he's giving you all this boyfriend energy, and you're not letting him know that this is not what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't feel like boyfriend energy.
Females will take boyfriend energy sometimes and not recognize it as boyfriend energy. Men do it too. Men do it too.
Like
so
this.
Let's not get it twisted. Men do it too.
He talked like this. He talked like this. And he would tell me, and he liked Disney.
But in his mind, he didn't go that way.
Disney.
In his mind, he didn't go that way. And you were very comfortable with him. And like you said, women are way more comfortable with somebody who plays for the other team. They won't put the same type of boundaries on that they would if they were with a man who was straight. Is that true or not?
That's true, but it's not like
so. Now dig
around him
it. In his mind, he knows that he doesn't play for the other team. You don't. So now you're interacting with him as if he plays for the other team. So you are comfortable. You're doing things.
But he never asked me on a date, bro.
Yeah, but you went to Barnes and Nobles. That's a perfect date for two nerds. Don't you know that, John?
No.
Yes.
That's like he's buying my books. Smooth. He wasn't buying my books.
No,
I bought my
maybe
books.
He thought you just were That's right. All right. The effort you put into him while being long distance, he saw that as you having an interest in him.
But we didn't even talk on the phone every day.
You get an ultra combo, Justin Scott.
But we didn't talk on the phone every day. When I say I hung out him with one,
look,
I hung out
he
with
was
him
not
with
on it. He was not playing that a minute ago. He just calling him a whole weird dude and everything. But the more you started talking, the more he realized that.
Nah, but listen, listen. I only hung out with him the one time. The first time he thought we were in a relationship. I only hung out with him the one time. That time wasn't Barnes and Noble. It was just regular going to mall hanging.
But you used to talk on the phone a lot, though, right?
No, we didn't. That's the problem. We spoke like once every 3 months or so.
Ooh.
It wasn't like I talk on the phone with him every night and kiki, and we spoke like once every 3 months or so. And when I would talk to him, he'd be like, I understand you're really busy and all of that.
Monique Debbie says, don't take my kindness for wifiness. I hear you.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you. That's crazy. It's nonsensical.
I mean, look.
It's nonsensical.
I was completely not for it until you told me that you talk like once every 3 months.
That's a bit bizarre. What the issue
that right there. You didn't mention that though. That was like part of the meat and potatoes.
Again,
you probably should have mentioned.
He didn't have his own spot. So when we saw each other, it was up to me driving out to them. And we lived about 2 to 3 hours apart. We're not seeing each other that much, bro.
Did you say this is the one that might be watching or no?
He might be watching, but I apologize.
I was riding with you right up until the once every 3 months. I'm just gonna say that. Up until the once every 3 months, I was riding with you, bro. I apologize, but yeah, once every 3 months, man. That right there should be a clear sign that it's a no-go. Let me ask you: did you ever tell him that you thought he played for the other side or no?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
yo. You can't do that. You can't do that.
I hear
you.
Not for nothing, Smooth. We live in a weird world.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I was kind of on the fence about it, but once she said the once every 3 months, I cannot deny.
Yeah, and
that
you know what? I have
so
a
wrong.
homegirl that could
that
confirm this whole thing.
Very wrong.
I have a homegirl that could confirm this whole story because the whole time I knew this person,
that's crazy.
My homegirl used to think he had maybe a disability or something.
Why do you think he's
she thought that because she was like, maybe, realistically, she was like, maybe it's a mental thing,
The dude had a whole Layla shrine in his house.
He probably did.
Ooh, I hope not. That gets a little bit creepy, man.
That was honestly the reason I ended up cutting him off altogether, because after the second time I broke up with him or told him it's not like that, the next time I saw him, he got really skinny. He looks like he's on drugs now. He doesn't look healthy. Yeah, and then I stopped hanging out with him because he was giving me vibes like he's gonna murder me. He had this resentment toward me.
Oh no, yeah, creepy guy with resentment. That's dangerous.
And stuff. It was really messed up.
He probably, I wouldn't chance it. I'm gonna take a vote again. G-Wagon, black or red Charger, doesn't matter to me. Pick a side. And I do want to hear from at least a couple callers, whatever, to see what's going on with this. Because I know you know somebody who either held a serious grudge, for no reason. For no reason at all.
Situation I had, and in my head, I was like,
we went all the way around the block to get back to that grudge, baby.
That was crazy.
Y'all be talking about my stories, yo. It's crazy. She went all the way around the neighborhood. She went through all the side blocks. You went past the school. All that. Just to get back to that. G-Wag is bossy. Okay, so it looks like we're going with the G-Wag, man, for real.
Yes.
For real. You shouldn't have tried to
and
bring the friendship back to life. He's got a point there. Justin Scott's got a point there for you.
What?
You should have tried to bring the friendship back to life.
I think that's valid because the thing is when I reached back out to him.
They're making some good points today, man.
No, that was a valid point. The reason I reached back out to him is because our last interaction was really ill. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of snapped on him a bit. Was hormonal, nonetheless, but I felt bad. And I guess in my head, I was like, you know what? Our friendship wasn't bad. Like, when we did talk, it was vibes. When we did see each other, it was vibes. And maybe I was wrong for, whatever. But honestly, realistically, I also started going through breakups. I also started going through life stuff. And I started really thinking about my people that were there for me when I was at my lowest points. And he was one of those people that knew me when I was at a low point, never judged me, and was just solid. And I acknowledged that about him. So that's what made me reach out again. I wanted to be like, I appreciate, there was that misunderstanding, but I appreciate whatever. So in my head, when I started hanging out with him more, because as I said, we only hung out one time that first time. Then the next time I hung out with him maybe 4 or 5 times before things got weird again. And I, in my opinion, when I went to talk to him and rekindle that friendship, I was trying to be on something like, I respect you as a person. There was a miscommunication there, but you know what? Let's just do this as friends.
It's like,
and that was that.
You gotta work with me here. Okay. This is what I'm gonna say. Can I keep a G with y'all for a minute? Can I keep a G with y'all for a minute?
She probably was sitting there like, I can't wait to get married.
I want to keep a G with y'all for a minute, man.
Ashanti, and he just got sprung out.
All right, this is what I got for y'all.
Today I got time, cuz.
Listen, myself, I'm absolutely growing yet. Work in progress. But I'll be very honest with you. I was, and I'm trying not to be anymore. However, one of my main things is I would absolutely hold a grudge until I get you back.
I think you're still like that, Smooth.
I said I'm wrong. Hey.
I think I've known you for a while, bro.
Hold on now. Wait. Don't stop me here. I said I'm a work in progress. I'm growing, and I'm getting much better at it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm not a type of person I'll just hold a grudge for nothing. Like, okay, you were late or maybe didn't do something. But for me to hold a grudge, it had to be something legitimate, like you just not being loyal, right? Betrayal or just do something to me that was uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people who just go out of the way to do things to you that negatively impact your life.
I definitely think there's some savages out there. I could agree with that, Smooth. There's certain things that are just unforgivable.
Yes. But
I don't think I have it in me to hold a grudge. I'd be like, that was unforgivable. I'm never going to deal with you again, but I'm not ever going to give you that.
Isn't that kind of holding a grudge, though?
No, holding a grudge is anytime you think of that person or think of that, it just wells up something. It boils your blood. It makes you talk like this guy.
No.
And you get all freaking intense on the inside.
No. That's not holding a grudge.
On your tongue.
That's
and you're just sitting here like, yo, when I see them.
That's not holding. No. That's different. That's being that's vengeance right there. But when I say hold a grudge, I mean like I will just never be good with you again. Like, we will never be cool. And some people are like, man, why don't you forget about that? That was so long ago. I'll be like, man, what do you mean? They didn't make it right. How? Like, you didn't make it right. Why do I need to make it? If you're not going to make it right, you think it was still cool to do that. And you're probably going to do it again if I allow you to.
But I don't think that's a grudge. I think that's self-preservation.
Ooh, wait, that's called psychotic. Wait, what's psychotic, bro? Wait, is it me? Am I? No, I think you're talking about you. Had to be you.
I wait until I get them.
If I get you back, then we can be cool again. We could be cool again. But I don't know.
What? So hold up. Wait, Smooth. I was with you until you said that point. So basically you're saying if you're able to get the person back, then it's
then
like,
we can be
okay,
good
we
again.
can be friends.
Yeah, we're equal.
No, we're good.
Maybe.
No,
we're not going to be back to where we was, but I can forget about it. I can forget about it.
That doesn't even make
Y'all not with me on this one?
No, I'm not with you on this one.
I had to cut I had to cut one off, my homies off. Yes. I believe you. And sometimes you have to. I can erase your existence from my universe without holding a grudge.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
I agree with Layla. A grudge carries the energy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Hey, listen, you're making some valid points there.
Exactly.
Monique, Debbie, I hear you. You're making some valid points there.
Just that person did what they did. I'm like, you know what? I made my peace with it.
That's why I was a little bit reluctant to tell you, because I knew y'all was going to judge me. I knew y'all was going to judge me.
Listen, it's not judgment.
I knew y'all was going to judge me.
It's just observation. It's observation.
But exactly. But dude ain't part of the circle no more. Exactly. The grudge comes with, what is that? A cheat?
A cheat?
Okay. I don't know what that is. Did you read it any differently? Did you read it any differently? I don't know. Shoot, I'm thinking of eyes.
Yeah.
You know I'll be having trouble reading this tiny ass print anyway.
It was the way you read it. You're like, grudge comes with a dick.
Give Monique one of those buzzers. Okay. Sorry. You get a buzzer one. But it's all good though. Listen, she was going strong the whole time. You get your excuse. I know how it goes. My Twitter fingers be banging sometimes, and I throw all types of typos. Anybody who has a text session with me knows that I will definitely throw some asterisks.
My text
like crazy.
Me too. But you know what?
Especially, I'll be swiping too, so that'll really.
Stop, get out of my head. I was just about to say.
When you start swiping, it's so much easier. But
it's quicker, but you'll end
you
up
were
with
so prone to making mistakes. When you start doing swiping, it's ridiculous.
It's not one letter off. It's not one letter. It's not one letter typing off. It's a whole.
And if you don't, you have to proofread because you will post some shit in there that you don't even mean, and they will be like, "So what do you mean by that?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Oh," and I'm like, "No, that's not what I was trying to say." No, don't backtrack. Now I'm like, "Bro, like it's not even that." But yeah, you could get into a whole fight. Swiping for no reason. Out of your control. Proofread if you swipe. I promise you, it's gonna save your life. Proofread if you swipe.
Anyway, though, can we play Ashanti side? Did you play Ashanti side yet?
I did. I'll run a clip back again. Hopefully, it won't cut us off this time. But
if you already play, okay,
no, I'll play it because some people jumped in.
For the people that
some people just jumped in. So we're with that. I'll play it again.
Yeah.
This holding grudge thing. Yeah. We'll try.
Never a hater.
Yeah.
Me and Ashanti created and made history.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. But I don't see eye to eye.
Is there a compromise? Because we heard what she said on the Breakfast Club. When she said that she asked for the instrumentals back.
Let's definitely address that.
Okay, all right, cool. I'm trying to be good at my job.
Is this camera on?
I want y'all to know that.
Ashanti, I'm not falling for the banana and the tailpipe.
Were you and Irv really lovers?
I'm not putting the banana in the tailpipe.
That was a big rumor that you and him were lovers, and that's why he was so emotional and so hurt.
I know.
And that the reason that basically that you guys dissolved was because of Nelly.
No, there were people on that label that said Irv couldn't get no work done because he was so distraught over you. They were like he was not handling his business.
She's laughing about it too. It's crazy. So I don't know. It's laughable for her. And yes, there's nothing wrong with your players, people. This is just the fact that I don't want the video to get taken down for nothing silly. So we just kind of disguise it just a bit, flip it around, throw some filters on that bad boy. They'll never know.
So, not for nothing, Smooth. In your opinion, do you think that Ashanti hit it off with him?
Like, did they smash?
Do you think that the smash relating was I'm going to give you my opinion on it, but what do you think?
This is what I'm going to say about that. This is only in theory. I know nothing. I have no inside information. This is not fact. I will not present it as such. It is certainly not fact. Let me read these comments off, then we'll get in my joint. Okay. Dozens watching. We need more thumbs up. Yes, people, please do throw the thumbs up. We need way more thumbs up than whatever we have. I'd love to see more thumbs up. Throw the thumbs up. Throw the thumbs up. Throw the thumbs up. Please do throw the like down. If you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Like it. subscribe.
You don't have to smash the thumb button. You could gently caress the thumb button.
You could rub on it.
It turns colors. You know what I mean?
Yes. Whatever yours turns to, whether it's blue, magenta, black. Mine turn black. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, mine does. Throw them likes up like you mean it. Throw them likes up like you mean it. Please do throw them likes up. But all right, Justice Scott. She trying to keep her image alive.
100%.
She trying to keep her image alive.
She's trying to make sure it's exclusive. That only that whoever she was talking about in the song can make her feel the way she feels and stuff.
So with that,
but right? I think honestly, to be honest, I really feel as though I think she did it.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say about that.
I think she did it.
You said it before I could say it, but this is why I'm going to say I think that it happened. I'm going to tell you what, man. As a grown man, right? As a grown man, if you young, I'll excuse you, maybe give you a pass up into high school. But once you are a grown man, right? You 18, you know right from wrong. You should know right from wrong before that. But I'm just going to say, I understand the pressures of high school and different things and why people might say certain things and whatever. Right. But as a grown man, right?
Grown man.
He's a grown man. He so old. Or God, he probably like 50 or something, right? Gotta be, right?
I think
so dig.
I thought he was in his 40s.
So with that, you can't lie in your banana, man. You cannot. Oh, yeah, you cannot. Not lie in your banana, man. You cannot. Stupid. Don't you do that. You're not allowed to lie in your banana as a grown man. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Wait, Smooth. What is lying in a banana?
Lying. You can't lie on your banana.
Oh, I thought you were saying lying.
So you can't say you smashed. You can't say you smashed if you didn't smash. That's a no-go.
I get what you know. No, I heard you saying line instead of lying.
Yeah, you can't lie. You can't lie on your banana.
I heard you saying line instead of lying.
You cannot
I was like, yo, how do you line a banana? They're all kind of curved.
Yeah, I wasn't.
They're all little curved.
I said you can't lie. You cannot lie on your banana. You can't. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's a better human being than to lie in the banana. And I can understand, in a way, why Ashanti would lie as well. So I see her logic, even though I think it's a lie, but I can't say for sure because I don't know. But I would excuse her for just having damage control. She just released an album right now, right? So if she just denies it altogether, that it never happened, there's no more questions. Just think about it. Yeah, she made it clear. It went viral.
It brings it back.
It never happened. It never happened, right? No, he's delusional. Never even happened. Now Irv Gotti already looked like a wild boy just coming out like that in the first place, looking all bitter and saying all of this stuff and spilling the tea like nearly 20 years later. So he already looks crazy by doing that. So now she just say, that never even happened. What is he talking about? You can't ask her any more prying questions. Now, she would have said, yeah. Every single interview would not be about her album. Everybody would come there and tell her, well, come to my place. We'll talk about your album. We'll promote your album. And they would just be asking her Irv Gotti questions like, oh, what does it look like? You know, was it any good? Like, you know what I mean? Like, did he last more than 45 minutes? Was he nasty? Like, you know, all different types of things. They're just going to be asking about it. This is what happens. Come on, you know this happens. Stop it.
I know this is real, but I don't know. Never mind. Let me shut up.
No, now you have to say it. Now you have to say it. Now you have to say it. But that's what I want to know. Do you? So if I had to think about it and say, no, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do two things. One, I'm gonna want you to do these cards. I want you to do these cards.
I'm doing the cards.
I want you to do these cards. Right? Because I really want to know. Moment. I want to know. But I wanted you to say what you were going to say first. Don't even play. Anybody just jumping in. I need y'all to drop that like, drop that share, drop that subscribe. Let's get it.
Anyway.
So what you got?
I'm going to shuffle the cards, but I'm not going to comment on what I was going to say because I be in my own head thinking all type of weird stuff.
Scared.
Nah, because you saying stuff like, oh, they're going to be asking her if how big it is and if he lasts more than 45 minutes. And all that kept repeating in my head was schmegma. Schmegma.
What? Why is that the first thing that come to mind? Holy
Maybe
smokes.
he has smegma. I don't know. Spirits are weird. Let's go.
Wait, is that? Listen, 6's script. Always want to know if it happened or not. You ain't got to get into smegma. We're not asking the spirits about smegma.
I don't know.
Okay?
I'm not
We're
saying
not.
Herb Gotti got smegma.
I'm not going to say what it is, but if any of the moderators would like to explain what smegma is, you may. You may. I know what it is.
I know what it is.
Some of you know what it is, but I'm pretty sure the entire chat does not know what the heck that is.
I don't think
so
he
if
has
you would explain
smegma.
the smegma. Yo, listen. Oh man, I'm actually shopping for a new co-host and stuff, but
what?
No, I'm playing.
What? Because I said smegma.
I'm playing with you, dog. I'm playing with you, dog.
Smegma is part of a normal.
I'm playing with you, dog.
You better be playing.
Let's get these cards popping. Let's see what we
Or
got.
else
here.
I'm gonna start.
Let's see what
I'm
we
gonna
got
get on
here.
my Herb Gotti if you ain't playing. I'm gonna be like, I'll be like, smooth.
Let's see what we got here. I want to know what we got.
All right, y'all. So my spirits and ancestors, those at my husband, just in mind. Please show me. Did Ashanti? Just one card answer, because these are very specific cards.
They are.
We could pull out 3, but this one I've never used on the show, so we're gonna try it.
He's hurt. He's still hurt.
Let's see what's going on.
But why is the big deal of this now, though? Because of who she is. Because she popping right now. And I'll be very honest with you guys. Ashanti, I don't know what her singing ability is like now. I haven't bought the album. Maybe I'll give it a listen or whatever. But she does look a lot better than she did. She aged well. I can say that. Because she was all right. A lot of people liked her at like 20, but a lot of people like her right now at like 40 something. Yeah, so she's aged very well, regardless of what some people may say. Some women age very well.
That's true. Like Missy Elliott aged backwards. She did.
Carry on.
No, she did. You won't
Carry
see it.
on.
Look at Missy Elliott when she started against now. She aged backwards. Anybody that's watching this, say in the chat, am I wrong? Did Missy Elliott age backwards or no? Because she did.
I'm going with the or no.
She did.
I'm going with the or no. Let's get through a couple of the commentators. Clout chasing. We grown. Say that ish. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm still at the point where we're trying to grow. The only reason why I'm cutting it down right now, don't worry, I'm gonna be back. If y'all watched some of my older shows, you would see it was like super ridiculous. We would say whatever we wanted to. Right now, you know, the way that the algorithm works, you got to be careful right now because there's a lot of censorship going on. So you have to be careful, and I don't want anything to be cut. I want as many people to be able to view this as possible. And right now, I need the YouTube algorithm's help until we're where we want to be, which you will be probably very soon. But until then, we're gonna do what it do.
This was the last shuffle. Here's our answer card. Did Herb Gotti and Ashanti smash? Let me just give it 3 cuts. 1, 2, 3. All right, they smash. Okay, talking, negotiating.
What does that even mean?
Dude, I don't think they smashed. Like,
oh no! Herb Gotti lying on his banana. Oh, man.
I think he was trying to holler at it because with this song, like literally it says like interview, talking, conversation, getting on the same page. That's what it was, talking. And I pulled another one, negotiator, bargaining and begging.
Whoa.
Bargaining and begging. People bargaining and begging.
Oh, no.
And then the bottom of the deck is twin flames.
What's
He
that?
thought she was the one. The middle of the deck is realization, awareness, finding out, things coming to light. It don't look like they smashed. Spirit, show me a little more.
Herb Gotti, what are we doing,
I
bro?
don't think he smashed. Stupid. But you know what? You know what? He might not smash. But let's see if she topped him off or something. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there with the
let's see if they
off.
had any sexual interactions ever at all.
At all.
Period. Did Herb Gotti and Ashanti have any sexual interactions at all?
At all.
At all. Outside of anything sexual at all. That's all I need to know.
Anything. Any type of intercourse, right? Of anything.
Any type of anything. Maybe he put her in butt.
Whoa.
Maybe that's what happened.
You're talking a lot like that. I don't know if they're ready for that one, yo. I don't know if they're ready for that one.
Anything at all. Realization. Why aren't you? Spirit, stop. Come on. They trying to protect us. Come on. Stop playing.
Nah, no front. Well, I'm going to let you do your thing over there.
Yeah, let's see.
See if there's any more. She's legendary. But you've seen her. See, but those cards could be also point towards her too. Ooh.
Her begging him?
Maybe you need to be very specific about what you're asking.
Like what?
Justin Scott earned another ultra combo. I'm trying. He might be right. He might be onto something. Be very specific.
Okay, all right. More specific.
Be more specific.
Did Ashanti have any sexual relations with Irv Gotti?
Yes, that's what we need. We need some very... I love it.
Any sexual relations with Irv Gotti? Did Ashanti have any sexual relations with Irv Gotti? Show us the truth and nothing but it. Oh, that card jumped out right there, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to give it one more shuffle and pull one. All right, so our pull one card. Spirit, what do you guys say about Ashanti and any sexual relations, whether it was intercourse, top you, whatever? Did it happen? Anxiety. Still not getting it. Retaliation. Oh, wait. Now, what was the card that flipped out? Nah, I don't think she did it.
Ooh. Show them that card.
Actually, the anxiety card, this actually makes me think a little deeper because not for nothing, maybe she didn't do anything with him because maybe he was pushing on her heavy. Or maybe she was afraid of people finding out and how it affect her image. You did say he was married at the time, right?
From what I understood.
Yeah, I don't think they did anything. And there's definitely love affair. There's definitely cards in here to represent sex, people. So it's not that. I don't see it happening between the two of them. So now my next question is Irv Gotti delusional?
He might be. Irv Gotti might be delusional too. I don't know. Let's see. I'm excited to know. And feel free, guys. You're not interrupting. If you want to go ahead and call up, it's fine.
Yeah, give us a call.
And if you're afraid of the 666 number, I'll tell you how to do it. Dial 1-60966-62995. There you have it. You got that. See how you can do that?
I can't even, yo.
See how you can do that? See how you can get that?
You just add a 1, people. I can't even.
Add a 1.
All right, so my next question, I should say, is Irv Gotti delusional about his whole affair with Ashanti? Is he just being delusional about it? You know what this reminds me of?
Justin Scott is not with you on that, man. He said Irv Gotti definitely smashed.
I don't know, man.
I want to give him the credit for it because I don't want to... it's so much more reasonable for me to believe that he did. But, the cards don't lie. I haven't seen him lie. Denial. Not facing the truth. Irrational reasoning. Oh, no. You got to show them his cards, yo. Oh, man. It's not looking good for him, bro.
Denial and reminiscing or recalling. So it says denial, not facing the truth, irrational reasoning, recalling, reminiscing, memories returning.
Wow.
And then bottom of the deck again is anxiety, scared,
so
panic.
This could easily be what we were talking about before. This is what I'm talking about. How when you're kind of in a relationship, but the other person isn't.
The middle of the deck is roller coaster, highest high, adrenaline rush.
Is he holding the? Okay. You remember what Kanye said back in the day? Where he said he still feels like it's girls that owe him, you know what?
Yeah.
Do you think that
Does Irv Gotti feel as though Ashanti owes him the kitty?
Yes.
That's a good question.
That could be the case.
Yo.
There are some guys, right? They'll do a lot for you with, intentions behind it, of course. Sometimes the female might know he has those intentions. Sometimes the female might know.
And that could be why she was denying going to every single one of those. Remember, he was saying, "Oh, we invited her to this, that, and the third." She kept saying no.
Yeah. That
could be why she was saying no. She didn't want to be put back in a weird situation.
Justin, you got that. He said Ashanti only talked to Irv Gotti once every 3 months. I like how you put that together.
That got cancer.
Very freaking possible. Very possible. Very possible.
So the question is, does Irv Gotti feel as though Ashanti owes him the kitty? One answer.
Lockdown. Mental.
Prison. Confined. Realization.
Man.
Oh.
Desire.
Yeah, he definitely feels like he owes it.
Oh, man.
This is like him being... All right, so with the lockdown card, the way I'm interpreting this, it says on mental prison and confined. That could definitely be him thinking, like, being stuck on this situation. This could literally be a card for a grudge. Would you not agree?
Yes.
Could you not see this being a grudge card? But then there's the realization, awareness, finding out things coming to light. I think that's the Nelly thing. Realizing something. Right?
It's not you.
And then, does he feel like she owes the kitty? Yes, we got desire, lust, sexual chemistry. And the bottom of the deck is awakening. And then the settlements in the middle of the deck. So
wow. It's not looking good, man. I was really riding with you, bro.
I was
really trying to ride with you, but I don't know if I can go with that. I can't. I even said
yeah. She definitely, nah. Spirit said no.
Spirit says no.
Spirit, if anything, said she ducked and dodged her way out of that thing.
Here's what I think. She
could have. She probably kept saying she might. Like maybe, like one day. You're so funny.
Yeah,
like,
I think
like keeping it.
Here's the problem. She was working directly underneath him.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But that's the problem. So that's where it gets kind of sticky, because when you put pressure on someone, you're a superior to someone, right? Mm-hmm. He owns the company, and you're signed to him, and then now you pressure her. She probably was intimidated and didn't want to lose her opportunity.
That's why that anxiety and panic card came out.
So if that's the case, man, that's corny as hell. That's corny as hell if that's the case, because I don't think you should ever pressure anyone knowing you have leverage over them. He's
trying to ruin her image right now based off of that whole thing. He might actually be a manipulative a-hole.
Man, it's not looking good for homeboy right here, man. I don't know.
So let's see. What's Ashanti's feelings towards this whole situation?
She's brushing it off. She laughed. So I think she's kind of like over it. She's like,
look what slipped out.
Anxiety.
Scared and panic came out again.
So you think she's just playing? She really is scared, or?
She probably is afraid of messing up her image, like our lovely watchers have been saying. She's trying to maintain her image. She don't got time for his weird stuff.
I'm a little worried about that. I think that him being
so
like pushy, like that right there, I can't really go with that. I hope that wasn't the issue. I don't want to put that on him, because we don't know. We might think so, but we don't know.
We don't know, but it doesn't look good. Whatever it was, it just didn't look right. And
what I will say is, what we can definitely like agree on is that Irv Gotti absolutely wanted a relationship with her.
He definitely
while she was working for him.
Definitely.
And that part
alone speaks volume.
That part right there is tough because you're putting pressure on somebody at that point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it couldn't click and y'all could have been cool. And I'm not saying that she couldn't give him mixed messages either. She could have given him mixed messages.
I think she.
If anybody has an opinion on that and they want to really go in on this, go ahead and call it. Because
I feel like she definitely
I want to know another perspective. Every time somebody calls, they throw me off. Like, and they just give me something I wasn't even thinking about. Like, because I'm thinking a lot of things here, but when somebody calls up, they have a completely different, unique perspective, and they're like, sometimes they blow me away, and then they start getting me into my conspiracy theories. I'm kind of in the mood to go into one of my conspiracy theories.
Did Ashanti say? I'm all for conspiracy theories.
We know you for conspiracy.
I love my conspiracy.
We know.
Theories. I'll be like, what if, and what if, and what if, what if? You know. I just want to know if Ashanti, this anxiety card keeps slipping out. It's a lot of fear coming out. What I want to know is, like, did Ashanti, like, maybe she didn't have sexual relations, but I want to know if she was promising him the kitty one day.
I don't think she made a direct promise.
Like, not a direct promise, but like,
but she probably insinuated.
Implying it. Like, you know, like, one day I'm going to give it to you.
He's like, well, you know, you married, you gotta take care of that situation, type thing, and then probably ruined his marriage, and then was like, okay, like, cool, man, like, who knows? Yeah. I don't know. It could be anything. I don't have the facts.
I want to know if Ashanti applied to Irv Gotti that she was going to give him the kitty.
Yes, and yes. I believe this last comment here.
What was it?
Justin Scott's on one today. He's a thinker. Women don't like pressure when they don't initially have an interest.
That's very true.
This is very true. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to invert that statement.
It's true.
Patrice Bissap sprung. I'm going to invert that statement.
Yo, why is all of this fear keep coming out?
Women like pressure when they have an interest. Am I right or wrong?
Yo, why is this like, look at this.
It just keeps coming up?
But look at it.
Threatened?
Embarrassed appearances.
I don't know. You got to show them that card. It's really ugly.
I'm standing up so I can get all up in the camera. Yo, this thing look. You see?
That's a scary, ugly, very ugly card.
Threatened. I'm trying to. There we go. Threatened, embarrassed appearances. Like, woo. This alone literally is Ashanti trying to maintain her image. And when I asked, did she say one day, maybe, possibly? I think, I think she was under pressure.
Yes.
Because all this fear keeps coming out and all this. Ashanti, if you're watching this, tell me if I'm right, girl.
I'm going to try and send it to her. We're going to DM the link to her.
But again, she didn't do nothing smooth.
Crickets.
She didn't do nothing smooth. Crickets.
We're not believing it, man. Like, I don't know. It's not looking good for Irv Gotti right now.
I haven't been wrong so far. Anybody got reading? Y'all can put
everything is pretty
consistent. Put it in the live so Ashanti knows I haven't been wrong so far. And Ashanti, if you did smash chick, we need to have a talk because these say you did. I need to know. But honestly, like, all jokes aside, it looks like she was under some type of pressure.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, realistically, with her album coming out, she doesn't want to go at the direction of, he was pushing on me, I felt uncomfortable, because then that's a scandal.
Yeah.
It's better to just act like it never happened.
Never happened, yeah. Now he looks delusional, she gets to ignore it, and nobody gets to
But then the next question is, what's he going to do next? How much of this angst is going to build up? There's a lot of, in these cards, there's a lot of fear, and I'm very interested to see how much this blows up.
All right, I'm going to give y'all guys a few more minutes to call. Don't be bashful. But one of these gangsters has got to go.
And if you guys have a question that you want answers
who won today, right?
Involving this situation.
Who won today, right?
Who won? The G-Wagon.
The G-Wagon won today.
The G-Wagon.
The Charger got to go.
Yes. Goodbye, Charger.
The Charger was rather expensive, too. It has some detail to it. I'm going to take this number off real quick. 609-666-2995. That's 609-666-2995. I'm going to put this back on once we have one of these cars going. Okay. So, yeah, let's get rid of the Charger. I am so sorry, Charger. We got to do this.
Don't apologize to it. Don't apologize to it. Don't apologize to it.
Does this won't do it?
The Charger don't even got nothing to say. Goodbye.
Maybe, yeah.
You shall now forever hold your peace, Charger.
Try not to aim for the.
Oh, you're letting me click it?
Yeah, you can do it. Just don't aim for the.
I thought because your shirt matched the paint that you were gonna do it.
No.
Oh, okay.
Just don't hit the.
It ain't even clicking.
Oh my gosh, this is what? No way. Maybe you're not doing it right. Nah, it's not doing it.
It's not clicking.
You got to push that sucker off.
It ain't making noise.
Yeah, like this thing. Okay, yeah, you need to go, Charger.
Goodbye, Charger.
Wait.
Yo, its front wheels don't even move smooth. What you mean?
They turning.
They're not.
They're turning. No, it's turning. If you look in it, it has axles and control arms and stuff.
Whatever.
Goodbye.
I said nothing. She ain't right for the tripod. Thank you.
Sorry.
All right. So we'll put this guy over into the middle here. G-Wagon. Congratulations, G-Wagon. You are the winner for this week. The G-Wagon. Thank you for all your votes, everyone who did. We appreciate you. Faux show.
It's appreciated.
Yes. And again, I'll put this number back up because I do want to hear a couple cats. If we can, if we're not going to be bashful today, I know you guys have a perspective. You can talk about this situation. If you have a conspiracy theory, if you just think that they did or they didn't, give us your reasoning. Or we're definitely talking about the grudge, why someone might hold a grudge, and what I want to go over before we get out of here.
I want to know if Nelly was the reason.
We can, but I want to say, what do you think mentally? That he has going on, because we concentrate on mental health and relationships on this channel. What do you think? And our the mob, definitely you may participate in this question. I want to know what any of you think may have happened to Irv Gotti, either during the situation or prior to the situation, mentally, that would have him behave like this. Thirsty, causing chaos.
This is Irv Gotti's card. I'm asking about him.
Yeah. So what do you think mentally might have been going on with homeboy?
I think mentally he feels like a failure.
You think he feels like a failure?
Yeah, maybe because she's popping back up and popping off all over again. She's in the spotlight.
No, but okay. So what?
And he's just Irv Gotti. Okay.
What do you think he could be going through in his life though? That would
I mean, he went through a divorce.
He did?
So, yeah. Like you said, he was married at the time. So
I think he still might be married. I don't know. I don't know if he is or isn't. Any moderators that's in here, man.
Is Irv Gotti married still?
Any moderators in the chat?
No, they divorced in 2013.
Oh.
Yo, but
so that's why he's coming out with all of this and everything. I mean, look at Jada and Will.
Very true.
Why did they restrict that? There's nothing wrong with that comment. I saw it though. That's what you said. I mean, look at Jada and Will. Yeah. So
wait, I'm trying to look.
I don't know why they restricted it. He thinks she owes him her life. And why do you think so? Why do you think she why? And I mean, he did present an opportunity. All right. I got to address this. I have to address this. I must address this.
This is crazy.
And I'm going to tell you why. I have to address this point. Because I'll be very honest with you. Ashanti had a decent look. Right now, I think she would have been more likely to come out as she looks now than she did then.
I think so.
But as far as talent was concerned, let's not play them games. Let's talk about that. What do we think as far as Ashanti's singing ability?
Oh, I can't wait to get at me out. She was very nasally. If you mix the auto-tune with the nose, you make Ashanti.
No, for real though. And I gotta say that.
I can't wait to get at you.
Are you not entertained?
I gotta say that though, because it's like, yo, she didn't have the talent back then to be dropping. So
back then, though,
we might be able to
nothing what she had
safely say.
Not for nothing, she was catchy All her songs were catchy.
She probably didn't even write them joints. She didn't write them.
It doesn't matter if she wrote them. She was catchy.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying is that another person could have been infused into that situation.
Irv Gotti.
No, Irv Gotti saw something in her, but he could have probably replaced her with like somebody else that was decent looking and had a decent.
Ashanti was good looking. Yo, I was in middle school. She was good looking, but she was. I was in middle school acting like banned. I was in middle school acting like acting out the Ashanti video when MTV was a thing still.
Yes, they couldn't. Yes, hold on, we got some comments coming. Ashanti is fire, baby, baby. Yo, listen, I ain't going for it. I love that song, baby, baby. Listen, I love that song. I do. That's actually. I
like a lot of her songs.
What's the name? There's a story behind that. She played. Well, Irv Gotti played the beat, right? Which was what was that? The Hail of the. It was from the Tupac song, whatever, right? He played it, and then she just literally said that. So she may have wrote that. Definitely the hook. Because she just said that, and then he was like, "All right, you sign right then and there." So yes, that's how she got signed. That song was fire. She does. Listen, I'm not gonna throw it. She had some fire songs.
I definitely like Ashanti,
right? But that doesn't mean that you can sing.
Her songs.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she had that nasally thing going.
Doesn't mean that you can sing.
Listen, we don't know what her new album is about.
I would love to see because she had time. Because
she had time.
She could have been working on her craft. It might be nice.
It might
be what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he deleted. Okay. All right, no problem. Ashanti's fire, man. I hear you. All right. GC says "Foolish" was one of the few songs that were decent. He had the look, but not the talent. Yeah. You are very correct. She sang all J-Lo songs. J-Lo, that's a whole nother situation, man.
J-Lo is something.
J-Lo's talent. Her singing ability, they're probably on par with each other, I'd say.
As far as singing ability?
Yeah, they're about on par. You want to pick one? You want to pick a side? Yeah, ain't no Beyonce. Wait, somebody said J-Lo can sing. Wait, GC, I don't know if I can ride with you on that one, bro. You said, wait, bro. You said J-Lo could sing, though?
J-Lo actually is not bad, Smooth.
What? J-Lo can sing? No.
Yo, she's not bad.
Stop playing with me.
Especially when she's singing in Spanish. No. Especially when she's singing in Spanish.
Bro.
Yes,
Name a song that she bodied. I'll wait.
She's like, I have quite a few J-Lo songs.
Name one that she bodied. I'll wait. Name one song she bodied.
She did the Let's Get Loud. Let's Get Loud.
Patricia Ashanti is J-Lo.
No, I like
Look it up, folk.
I can't even.
Oh, no. She said Ashanti is J-Lo. You get it up to combo. I'm sorry. She sang most of J-Lo's songs. Wait, J-Lo left. What? Ashanti and Christina? Yeah. Oh, so there you have it. So me saying that she's on par with J-Lo is perfectly right. Yes, sir. I knew it.
Wait, I'm listening to J-Lo.
No, you're going to get his copyright, bro. No. Turn that way down. Way down. No, that thing, man, forget that. I don't even want to hear about it. Hold on. J-Lo ain't much of a singer, but rather a performer. Oh, yeah. Now, listen. Don't get it twisted.
J-Lo definitely can sing.
I'm not. No.
She could definitely sing. I'm listening to her. I just listened to some of her live performances. No auto-tune. She could sing. She could sing.
Right. Shooter Fat with Smooth. What's happening?
I miss Layla Gray.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's happening? Can y'all, anybody, any of my moderators, make sure we can hear that caller in the back. If y'all can't hear it, let me know. You should be nice, loud, and clear, though. What's happening with you? How you feeling? Who we got in line?
I'm good. This is Patrice.
How you doing, Patrice?
Hey.
Okay.
I called to weigh in on the Ashanti J-Lo vocal.
Okay. What you got on that?
Okay,
so Ashanti is J-Lo. Like that has been known throughout the industry, and that's why I put y'all can look it up. J-Lo left Ashanti's and Christina Milian's vocals on most of the popular songs that we like.
I know I heard something like that before. How did you find this out?
Wait, what?
Because
Run that back
people.
again.
She said that. So Ashanti. Okay, you can run it back. Go ahead.
Okay, so what made me think about that was here recently with the whole B2K R&B battle, whatever they had going on with Mario.
Right.
So, Mario basically exposed, was it Sammy or Mario? One of them, I don't want to be wrong, but they basically exposed that Omarion's vocals was actually one of the guys from Troop from back in the day.
Oh,
what?
And
no
that's
way.
how.
Well, she got the tea today. Hold up.
Yeah.
Yo, what? I'm literally looking down my phone because I'm like,
so
keep it going.
yeah. So listen, y'all. So when all that was going on, you know how people, when they mad at you, they tell all your business. So
Yes, they do. Yes,
basically, they just said that B2K had been trying to get on for some time, but Marion's vocals was not up to par.
Yeah.
So
Right.
one of the auditions that they did, they left the guy from Troop's vocals on that track, and that's what got them recognized, and that's why they got on.
oh. Wow. No, she needs
And
to
if
come
y'all
on the
don't
show.
believe me, or if y'all need a reference, y'all can look up it's on YouTube where the guy from Troop has actually said it.
Yeah. Well,
Since
listen,
this
I'm
R&B
gonna tell
battle
you,
Crazy.
unless what you're saying sounds radical, I'll always give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Once I catch a person in the lie, I don't believe anything. But what you're saying sounds very feasible, and I heard something about that before, so it
Yeah.
definitely sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that was
But
a
I
thing.
forgot about that. Damn.
I didn't even know
That
it was
But
a
I
thing.
brought that up so that, because it kind of coincides with what I was explaining about Christina Milian's vocals and Ashanti's vocals. Well, J-Lo is who she is, of course, because we know her for what? In Living Color, being a backup dancer with her.
Yeah. She worked her way up.
So, right. But those vocals were not up to par. So,
told ya.
when you have big people behind you, which she had the Sony machine behind her, and we know that's the Batola guy.
Yo.
A lot of stuff goes on behind the industry. Like, I've heard all crazy stuff. Like, remember they tried to replace Missy in the whole video? They put some other chick that didn't look like Missy back in the day and all that.
I remember
like
that.
one of her first tracks. They put another chick in the video and all of that. That's how they was coming.
I remember something about when Kelly Price or something, when she had done backup, how Puff Daddy or whatever he was back then, that's what he was back then. He just used her vocals and never put her on the forefront because of her weight.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's crazy. But you know what, though?
Of course,
I'm going to tell you what. It's a sad truth. But, I mean, I don't agree with it. I don't appreciate it. And I think we're going to a better place now. There's less body shaming and different things like that going on. But back then it was different. It was the image. You had to have an image or people would not watch you. And honestly, some people still do behave like that. I think we're coming around as a nation, at least.
Yeah.
But the body shaming thing was definitely real back then. So if you didn't look the part, then you couldn't do it because it just wasn't nearly as marketable. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's just now coming around. Like, Vicky's Secret just now started carrying like clothes that could fit somebody who's the average size woman in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we are.
Victoria's Secret recently changed their whole campaign. Like,
now they're actually pushing it. They're pushing it. They're pushing it because now there's actually
they definitely weren't for big-chested women. I'll tell you that much. Vicky's Secret was not for big-chested women.
No,
it was not for us. It was not for us. I remember when I was younger, not super younger, but younger. I went to Victoria's Secret because they do the measurement thing there.
Yeah.
So they were doing the measurement thing or whatever, and they were like telling me my size, and I was like, I think it was at that time, was I a D or a double D? I don't remember at that time. I think it was like a D, a solid D.
Okay.
And I was over here like, oh, okay. I was like, so do you guys have any bras that fit that? And they're like, currently we don't have anything in stock for your size. And I was like, and it was a D.
Wait. Time out. I gotta stop you there, buddy. Was it the back size that they couldn't fulfill, or the cup size, or the combination?
It was. They said the combination. Overall, they didn't have my
because
size.
I find it extremely hard to believe that
they had D's, but they were European.
They are limited in what they do have as far as stock is concerned, because the larger bras, they don't hang on hangers. They keep them in the drawers or in the bed.
Gotcha.
I used to work them.
Okay.
That's true.
You're making sense now. Okay. I got
That's
you.
true.
Wow. And I guess they feel like only certain people should dress in that manner. But now
exactly.
like I said, they came around.
At that time, it was all about a certain way. Yeah, they had to.
Awesome. Patrice, we absolutely appreciate your insight. Thank you for calling.
Yo, she just blew my mind. I'm over it.
That's why I love when the callers call in.
I was like, just like my whole mind just exploded. I'm sitting here looking at the phone, googling what she's saying. I'm like, yo, this was the whole thing. Where was I? But I told you I don't follow.
You were probably too young.
Yay!
This was back like 15 years ago. What were you doing?
I was in middle school.
Yeah, exactly. For real. We appreciate you. We hope to hear from you again soon.
Bye, Patrice.
Oh,
thank you.
absolutely. I love y'all.
Appreciate you. Please do share this. We love you. All
yes.
Right.
She blew my whole mind.
If anybody tried to call in during that time, now's your chance before we get up out of here. Our chariot is about to turn into a pumpkin soon. You know, once we usually get rid of that car, we out here. But I do want to hear from another caller or two, if we might. Miss Lady C jumped in the building. She says, Gotti still don't need to be on some weirdo stuff. He lucky he wasn't messing with me. I'll be up at his interview messing the whole thing up while he talking about me. LOL. Miss Lady C ready to get ratchet with your boy.
Yo.
So
Lady C
don't
ready
do that
for
to Miss
whatever.
Lady C. She gonna get ratchet with your boy. Don't be over here lying on your banana. You ain't gonna get that off with everybody. But that's where we at with it, man. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel like at the end of the day, like, you know, with this whole situation with Irv Gotti and Ashanti, you know, I think it's right on time with this whole Me Too movement we got going. I think it's on time. Because I really think she's maintaining her image or whatever, as she should, especially with, you know, as you said, like, dead it before it's a thing. But it's right on time. Because I could guarantee in some way, shape, or form, it might not be Irv Gotti and Ashanti, but somebody might come out and be like, hey, I had a situation, and you know how people piggyback off of other people's, you know, thing and make it theirs.
I was riding for Gotti, man. The cards really messed me up, though, man. I don't know if I could ride with him no more. And he was really looking crazy because I just couldn't think that a grown man would do nothing like that, man. That's crazy. Like a grown-ass man, like he really like...
All bananas are curved, Smooth. All bananas are curved.
I don't need to hear it. I do not need to hear that. I'm going to give you a chance to get your final thoughts on real quick before we get up out of here.
I don't have any final thoughts. I think I'm disgusted with the whole situation. But I am very excited. Shout out to Ashanti. I'm going to cop that album because I really want to know.
Whoa, buddy. Hold on. No free promotion on this side. No free promotion on this side. No free
hey, I ain't promoting her. I am going to check her new... I'm gonna check her new John out because at the end of the day, it probably... See, lady, you got me saying John. Like, what do you mean?
You're in Philadelphia.
That is from Lady
Just don't take that back to Jersey.
No. Now I'm sitting here, John's. Lady C.
Don't take that back to Jersey.
I'm speaking like a Philadelphian.
So
is that a word?
This is what I'll say. It is. It's a noun. It's a person, place, thing. It actually made Webster's dictionary. John.
Philadelphian?
No, John.
John.
Yeah. It's a
word.
I
know John's a thing.
Now, it's like a legit dictionary recognized word. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give y'all this. Don't lie in your wee. First of all, please, gentlemen, don't do that.
Or on the cat.
Secondly, don't make affairs public.
Not at all.
That do not need to be, particularly if they're not real. Please.
Particularly, like literally, if they're not real, you need to get some therapy and just
don't do that. Don't do that. But either way, I mean, if you're having some issues,
he's trying to be like Ray J. I hit it first, and it didn't even get hit.
Yeah. So what I would say is just, in all honesty,
was he on drugs back then?
I don't know, but what I would say is, don't do that. Just kind of chill. Don't bring out any type of business. If you're mad, you score, chop it up with them, man. And if they don't want to communicate with you, then it is what it is. You can't force them to communicate with you.
Because she wouldn't communicate with him.
Yeah.
I think that's literally what happened.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Never lie on yourself. Have self-respect. You are absolutely right. Have self-respect.
I agree.
And about the grudges, like I said, we all do to a certain extent. Well, at least I like to think I'm not one of the only people out here still holding grudges. But some of us do, some of us don't. I'm getting better at it. I've definitely been working on forgiving people. Forgiving is good. You should, if you can. And not to say, when you are forgiving someone, it doesn't mean that you're going to be their doormat. It doesn't mean that you ever have to get with them ever again. But it's important to get past it. You can't dwell on something that has happened and you can't reverse. Because honestly, sometimes people do make mistakes. And even more importantly, people grow. There are people that are in my life right now that may not have messed with me when I was younger just because I wasn't moving the same as I am right now. And vice versa. So you have to understand that sometimes people do grow and situations do change. I'll leave you with that. And until next time.
That's real.
Stay hungry, my friends.
Stay hungry.